Hey guys, I made it to the workplace a little bit early today, and I was driving in thinking about this whole financial independence, debt-free journey that I'm on. And I've realized how much my spending habits have changed since I started this journey. And I think there's just a couple or a few reasons why that is. So I thought that I would do a really quick video just to kind of share that with you and maybe get a discussion going and some feedback from some of you too about the things that have helped you along on your debt-free journey. Because, you know, it's a big deal when you end up with tens of thousands of dollars of consumer debt like I did. And, you know, I don't really understand why I didn't see the problem sooner than I did. You know, how did I end up with $90,000 worth of consumer debt and not realize that there's a problem that I need to deal with? I mean, that's more than I make in a year. So it's kind of sad in a way that I waited, you know, as long as I did to get going on this journey. But the good thing is that things have changed now. Whereas before, when I would get paid, I have always paid all of my bills. You know, I've been a responsible debt user, I guess you could say. You know, I've never let anything go to collections. I've never had anything repossessed. I've just always carried a lot of debt. And if I wanted something, then I would find a way to get it right now. So that's one thing that I have learned that has helped me a ton on this journey is patience. I don't like to tell myself no, even still to this day. You know, nobody likes telling themselves no. But in the beginning, when you start this journey, you know, you have a bunch of willpower and a bunch of discipline, and so it's a little bit easier to tell yourself no. But when you have $90,000 worth of consumer debt, it's going to take you more than a month or two to get out of it when you're on, you know, this income that I'm on. So telling yourself no gets old after a while. So what I have learned to do, instead of telling myself no, I just tell myself, not right now. You know, this is just a season of life that I'm in. Yes, I'm working really, really hard to get my debt paid off and spend as little as possible so that I can get out of debt faster. So instead of telling myself a hard no, it's easier to just tell myself not right now. You know, I have larger goals. Also, another thing that has helped me on this journey is that I have recognized a larger long-term goal for myself. Before, when I would get paid and just kind of willy-nilly spend money if it was in my checking account, oh, if it's not in my checking account, I'll just put it on my credit card, pay it off later, blah, blah, blah. Now I have a larger end goal that I can focus on, and I did not have that before, so I think that helps a bunch for me anyway. My larger goal is reaching financial independence. I did not even realize that that is possible for someone on a middle class income to achieve financial independence and retire early if they choose to. I just kind of have modeled my life off of what I saw my parents do. And my dad was a truck driver, and he worked until he reached retirement age. And my mom, being a dental hygienist, she, you know, provided for the family and worked for decades and retired when she reached retirement age. So I think I just kind of assumed that there was really no other way to do things. You know, if wealthy people were people to me who made well over six figures in a year, and, you know, those were the type of people who could retire early if they chose to. I didn't realize until discovering this whole financial independence movement that it's possible for people on a middle income. You just have to be smart about it. Be intentional with how you manage your money. So having that large goal having that large long-term goal to look forward to and to work towards means that it makes it easier for me to not just buy some silly thing for the right now, you know? And I guess the third thing that I have learned that has helped me the most along this journey, I have learned to be okay with having money sitting in my checking account and not doing anything with it. Honestly, it surprised me how hard that was for me when I first got started on this journey. Whenever I would get paid, I'd pay all my bills, and then I would think to myself, what is left to spend? And when I started on this journey, I would pay all of my bills, and the money that was left over, I'm like, oh, I should put that on debt. But I want this, that, or the other. And so it was hard for me to break that habit of just wanting to blow money and spend it. But now that I've broken that habit of mindless spending, I consider myself a reformed spender. I have then learned to be okay with having money just sitting in my checking account and letting it sit there and not really feel like I have to go out and spend that on something that I want. And now, obviously, I never have just a ton of money sitting in my checking account not doing anything. The new me knows that, if I have a few $1,000s, then yes, that would be better served in a high interest savings account where I could be earning a little bit of money on that money. So, I'm never going to have just like thousands sitting in my checking account with no purpose. I'll definitely move it somewhere to serve me. But I'm okay with getting paid now, having that money come in my checking account, and then, saving it towards the end of the month when I do one big payment on whatever debt that I'm working on. I'm okay with having that money sit there now, and it doesn't burn a hole in my pocket, so to speak. So I think that once you learn to break the habit of just mindless spending on things, you learn to be more grateful and content with what you do have, and that makes the mindless consumerism habit even easier to get rid of. I think, at least for me, that has been some of the biggest things that have helped me along this journey, and I still have a couple years to go. Some people are amazed that I've, done a no spend for as long as I have, but honestly, it has not been that hard for me putting the rules on it that I have given myself. I think it was Chris Hogan that said in the Retire Inspired book, if I remember correctly, I could be wrong about this, but I think it was Chris Hogan that says to dream in HD. And people are just so hot to trot to get out of debt, get out of debt, get out of debt, get out of debt. That is the only thing that they are thinking about. And that's great. That's a good goal to have. But what are you going to do when you reach it? You have to think farther than just getting out of debt, I think. So for me, that's what helped me. It's not just about getting out of debt for me. It's about reaching financial independence, becoming independent of money. I want to reach that just because it's a security thing for me. How nice would it be to not have to rely on a paycheck? If I got very ill, if I got injured and couldn't work, but I was financially independent, then, I would be okay. That's an amazing thought. I think that we are just so trained and ingrained from a young age to spend money that the thought of not doing that to achieve a greater end goal is just so strange to some people. So I feel like I'm kind of being a little rambly, and I apologize for that. This is just kind of stream of consciousness talking at you, but I was hoping that if I shared these few tips that have sort of helped me along this debt journey so far, that maybe some other people could comment below some things that they've learned on their debt journey, and then we would have a good resource to look back to for some motivation on the days where it's not as easy as others. And yeah, so if you've got any tips that you have used or anything that you have learned along your debt-free journey, or along your financial independence journey, then feel free to post them below and share with the community. That way we can all help each other out on this long journey. So thank you for watching this stream of consciousness rambly video if you're still here. And I'll see y'all in my next video. Should be coming out tomorrow. I will update you on the no spend. It's still going well, or at least I think so. You'll find out tomorrow the details on that. See y'all in my next one. Bye.